What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change your own bead locks right from home. So I'll be switching the 315, 5017 Mickey Thompsons that are currently on my Dodge Challenger Hellcat, and I'll be switching them for these Atturo AZ850s that I actually got sent from Atturo. They're some pretty nice drag radials, and I'll be doing a lot of videos and reviews on them. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is take all the air out of the tire. And I'm doing it while the tire is still on the car, just so that the weight of the tire helps get the air out. So this is just the air compressor that came with it, and I'll be taking the air out. All right, once your tire is completely out of air and off the tire, then you're gonna wanna start going around with your ratchet set and slowly taking all of the bolts off. All right, so you're gonna wanna take off the bolts in a star pattern, because that's how you're gonna take the bolts on. And make sure when you're doing this to have all the air out of the tire. You don't wanna take the bolts off when there's air still in the tire. All right, so once you have all of your bolts off, you can take off the bead ring and set that aside. And now you're gonna have to work around and get the tire off of the actual bead lock. So we can turn this upside down. And now we just have to fight to get this rear bead ring off. All right, so once you have your bead lock that doesn't have a tire on it, you're gonna wanna get your new tire and get some foamy water and foamy soap around both of the edges, just to make sure that the bead sits in there all right. And it'll also help you get the bead lock in. All right, once you have your bead lock onto your new tire, you're gonna wanna put the bead lock ring on like I just did, and hand tighten the 4 bolts here that are in like a cross pattern. And then from there, I use 4 lug nuts as guides of where to put the next ones. And then hand tighten, you're gonna want to put your new bolts on in a star pattern, just like this. Make sure to do it hand tighten so that you don't end up breaking anything. So now that I see that these are hand tightened, I'm gonna move all of these around. And then I know the next one to do is right here. Once you have all your bolts around hand tightened, you're gonna want to then take your torque wrench. This is a inch-pound torque wrench, and I'm gonna start by going around and doing 5 foot-pounds, which is 60 inch-pounds for me. So you're gonna want to do the same thing in the star pattern. All right, so all the bolts are at 5 foot-pounds now, and I have it set to 10, which will be the second stage that you'll go around and do the bolts. All right, so I have all of these set to 10 foot-pounds now, and now I set my wrench to 12 foot-pounds, and this will be the final stage. So these, you want to make sure that these are all the way tight at 12 foot-pounds. Once you have all the bolts torqued to 12 foot-pounds, then you can start filling it up with air and make sure you hear the pop from the rear bead setting. After that last step, make sure you're not leaking any air, and then you can go ahead and put the bead lock onto your car. All right, here's the finished product, everybody. I went ahead and put both the wheels on off camera, but look, they look really good. I checked the PSIs and none of them are losing air. So I definitely think that this was one of the easiest projects I've done. Doing your own beadlocks is super easy, so I just recommend that you do it yourself. And let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope it helped.